Hey, Chris, congratulations. Just wanted to ask you how much communication you had in the process leading up to being selected by the Bucs in the pre-draft process.
Obviously it's a blessing to be here. We had a lot of communication. I feel like I love the program, love the way how the defenses ran and everything. So I'm excited to get started.
What was the draft like for you tonight when you see some of those edge guys come off the board? You saw Neelan come off the board right before your name was called. Like, did you have any idea that was coming?
No, I didn't. I didn't have an idea. I was just excited to enjoy the process. No matter where I landed. It's always a blessing to be here, and you just gotta keep working hard and just let everything fall where it fall.
Chris, you played behind some great players at Alabama, but this was your turn. Just talk about your patience and your ability to really make plays when you got your chance.
Yes, for me, always remaining patient and working hard and keeping my head down is one of the philosophies that I live by. So, fighting through some adversity, it really doesn't affect me. I'm a really hard worker. So I just like to keep my head down, keep working hard, and just take advantage of any opportunity that's given to me.
Chris, I think you're a very violent pass rusher. You finished well, 3 forced fumbles last year on some of your sacks. Is that an area of your game that you really take pride in? And could you just kind of speak to that?
Yes, sir. I love to take pride in my pass rushing game. I love to get after the quarterback. But overall, I'm a very balanced player. Can play the run, can rush the passer, can drop into coverage, can do a lot of things. So, I hope to bring that to the Bucs.
What about speed for you? I mean, I know it's maybe not as relevant as like a 10-yard split, but were you clocked at like 20 plus miles an hour at a practice, or which practice was that? Was it wind aided? I mean, that's pretty significant.
Yeah, so it was during Texas A&M. I blocked the field goal for a touchdown, 70 yards, and I clocked 21.8 at Tuesday.
Oh, sorry. Speaking of that, rookies, one of the biggest contributions is on special teams. You have a block kick, block punt in your college career. Can you talk a little bit about your mindset when it comes to special teams and just kind of getting out there and getting to contribute in that role?
Yeah, I'm a team player. So whatever the team needs, any special teams, I'll be willing to put myself out there and just do anything for the team. I always want to put the team first. So I'll be happy to play any special teams.
I heard there's a point system between you and Dallas Turner within practices and games. What was that all about, and who eventually came up top?
Yeah, so at Bama we had a production point system, and me and him always would go back and forth. Who would have the most production points at the end of the season? So when we got to the end of the season, it actually ended up being the tie. Me and him was both top 3. So it all worked out at the end of the day. But that was just our little competition that we had within the room to keep each other on our toes.
Chris, one of your best games last fall was at Raymond James Stadium, your new home stadium. What do you remember about that game against USF?
It was great. I liked the boat, the pirate ship back there. That's kind of amazing. I've never seen that in any other stadium. And it's an overall great city, great town, great state, great weather as well.
Bucs have made an emphasis on bringing guys in that fit the culture with character and leadership. Where do you fall with all those? What do you bring in to the table in that sense?
Yeah, I bring in discipline and accountability. I want to hold my teammates accountable, and I want them to hold me accountable as well. So just overall, I just want to lead by example, and also take knowledge from the veteran guys that's there, veteran edge rushers, and just everybody pick their brain, see how they break down tackles. Just go about the game as an NFL.
Chris, in terms of your pre-draft communication with the Buccaneers, were you in on a top 30 visit, or did you do any Zooms with the team? Did you meet with them at the combine?
Yes, I did. I did a 30 visit with them, and that went really well. I felt comfortable. I felt at home, and it went really well.
It looks like watching you play that you tend to base your game off of a long arm. Can you just talk a little bit about how you use that to kind of go into the rest of your pass rush arsenal?
Yes, I just whenever I go up against a tackle, I like to do speed to power. Like to set the tempo of the game, see if they love football. Kind of get a feel for them. Can they hold power? Do they lean or anything like that? And then I like to throw in the long arm in there as well. And then off of that, I like to work my cross chop.
A lot of guys, when they're in college, they may not have like a clear defined like rush plan going into games and things like that, or going into, different situations. For you, where are you in terms of developing kind of that?
I feel like I'm a developed pass rusher. Obviously there's things that I can get better in. You're not perfect. So when I get to the league and when I get there with the Bucs, I want to sit there, pick some guys' brains, and just keep developing because you can never be satisfied with anything in your game.
Chris, I think you were 251 in Indy, 259 at your pro day. Is there a number you're most comfortable playing at?
Between 255, 260.
Todd Bowles tends to run a lot of games with his pass rushers, a lot of stunts, twists, things like that. That seems to be something that you enjoy doing, at least in terms of productivity. Can you talk a little bit about how much you enjoy kind of looping around, just not coming at a traditional linear angle?
Yeah, it's always fun to run twisting games, pop games, jam games, what we call them at Bama. We ran a lot of those at Bama, so I'm used to them, and it's always fun to run those games, and it's like a switch up. When we go straight rush, and then you come inside for a game. It's a different rush.
What about zone pressures? I mean, like he asks his guys to drop back into coverage, his edges. Like it seems like you played a lot of snaps in coverage.
Yes, I've dropped curl flag, strong little man-to-man here and there. So I feel comfortable and playing in the flats.
Where are you now? Are you back in Baltimore? Where'd you watch the draft at? Who's around you, and what was that moment like?
It was great. I was back home in Baltimore at my father's business. He has a business hall. It was great to have my family and all my Muslim brothers here.
Chris, there's one thing you can tell Bucs fans who are getting to hear you and see you for the first time. What would you tell them?
I would tell them, I'm a hard worker and I'm excited, just I'm lost for words, but hey man, I'm just excited to be there. It's a blessing, and I can't wait to get work.
You didn't get many starts at Bama. The competition there is so great. Just what did it mean for you to be able to earn the opportunities that you did? And I guess how does that prepare you to this next level where nothing is handed to you?
Yeah, throughout my life, I've dealt with a lot of adversity. So dealing with those adversities, I just remain steady and just keep working hard. You can't control everything, so you only can control what you can control. So my philosophy is just to control what I can control, and just ultimately keep working hard and let all the tables fall where they fall.
Anything else? Chris, do you have a relationship with any of the players here currently?
Not yet.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chris.
Congrats.
Appreciate that.
Tampa.
Thank you.